to the workshop. Today we start a very, very exciting and long project. My dress came in for the fantasy ball, and I'm very excited to start gluing just hundreds of rhinestones to it. This is what it looks like. Isn't it gorgeous? It shimmers and it flows and it moves, and you can't quite see it, but it doesn't have a sweetheart top. These are kind of pointed. So when I put on my strapless bra and my corset, there's a nice point to those. So what I have to do is cover all, or at least most of, these beautiful shimmers with rhinestones. I think for most of it, I really want to use these darker rhinestones. Galaxy rhinestones. I mean, I don't really think there's another way to describe these because they're not purple, they're not blue, they're not quite green. These are the most beautiful rhinestones, and I think they are going to be the best addition to this dress ever. These purple ones, these are so good. Like, these are going to sparkle like stars, but like darker stars. And I think surrounded by the black, it's going to be delicious. And I think those are going to make a really nice like pop of color without adding too much color. Because I like that deep galaxy thing we have going. Now, what we have to do is lay out the dress and find the pattern, because I have not done that yet. I know that it runs in some sort of pattern, but we need to lay it out and see what it actually is. So when we have it all laid out here, you can tell there definitely is a pattern. It is going to be very difficult to follow with one color or another color. So I think what I'm going to do is use mostly the dark cosmic rhinestones and then a few of the purple. But it's going to shine pretty either way. And then I think that we add more detail to the top, because we can do all of this side in that dark with a tiny bit of purple and do most of the purple over here with a tiny bit of the dark. We can play around with those, see what happens organically. You know, that's how the best art is made anyway. So now that we have an idea of where we're going to place the rhinestones, we need to talk about what to use. Fabrifuge. This is E6000 Fabrifuge, so it's the same thing as when we use these tiny little ones for other craft projects. Remember that this will stick anything to anything. Well, Fabrifuge is the same way, except it has give. It has a little rubbery-ishness to it, but it works really, really well for any type of fabric. So this is what you use. So now we're going to take a piece of parchment paper and lay it underneath, and a piece of wax paper and lay that underneath, because I don't remember which one of these you can peel off the back easier when you glue the rhinestones. So we have our E6000. We're just going to add a little there. Ooh, too much. I use too much, but it does dry clear, so we have learned a lesson already. And that's why we're trying this at the very bottom of the dress. So let's try a little on the parchment. This time we use... Oh, having a bad hand day, guys. Sorry. My hand is so stinking shaky. Let's see what it looks like in the middle of a big one. And there. That might be fun right there to have some sparkle around it. That was the perfect amount. So we remember that amount. Tiny dollop. All right. So now we're going to wait for that to dry. And we'll come back and we'll see which one is easier to peel off the back. I forgot how long it took this stuff to dry. Dry flat, 8 hours. Washable after 72, but we're not going to wash it, but we do have to dry it flat. I don't know how the heck I'm going to keep my cats off of this dress. Okay, so I'm going to be really honest. I'm kind of terrified that this won't come off of either paper, but let's try the parchment first. Oh, beautiful. The wax does worse. I actually thought if either of them was going to work, it was going to be the wax paper, but look at, like, you can even see a little bit of the difference here where it took a little of the wax off with it. But look at that. Beautiful. Sparkle. Okay, so now we lay out the dress and start. Here comes the work. There's one part that I absolutely forgot to tell you guys about this dress. It has a slit. I hate this. I want to put a petticoat underneath it and give it fluff. So I guess I have to sew that before we start rhinestoning. That makes me sad. Let's do it. Okay. I have turned the dress inside out. We're going to work with pins, and I want to get this as clean as possible together. Roll all of this mesh in and start pinning. I can tell already that the pattern for the sparkles are not going to line up here. I can already tell you that. I don't know how we're going to get around it, but you know, we always prevail. All right, so now we have to go through best we can and make sure that we didn't snag any extra mesh, that we only got the mesh that's connected to what we want to sew. And that seems about right. So now the sewing machine. The slit starts right here, so I'm going to start right above it with my stitch. Yes, I'm using white and black thread. I don't give a crap. Come at me. It's what was already in the bobbin. We're going to go with a small zigzag stitch that's spread a little farther apart. We're going to stop right here where the actual fabric stops, and we're just going to slide that stitch out. That's nice. I mean, that side's white, of course, but you're not going to see it, so it doesn't really matter. But this looks nice. Now we have to lay out the dress right side out and see how badly this actually messes up our pattern. So while we're already inside out, I want to show you this cool part of the dress. It is a bra. Inside of it is little bra straps with elastic to hold these big old things up while we're dancing. I think that's a cool addition that I never knew the dress had till it got here. Bonus! Luckily, it hasn't changed the pattern too much. You can see down here, this is the initial pattern, and right here is our seam. So, I don't think that's too terrible. In fact, that like overcrosses a little bit. I don't think it's going to be a problem. Whew, thank goodness. Okay, so we have this giant dress, and I have decided to start where we sewed that hem down here. I want to take my parchment paper. Let's see how much. I don't know how much of these we can do at one time, how many of them we can glue. So let's just start out with this much. All right. So this part's going to be pretty easy because we already have a straight line to put it up to. But we want to get this, let's see, we want to get this right along that hem line. Press it right up against there and right up into this corner where it meets the waist piece. So we can go up farther there. And I'm going to tuck that little corner of parchment paper into that corner because there are a lot of pretty little pieces that need jewels. Okay. All right. Okay, so we have our piece. Now that we have our piece, we can start gluing. I'm kind of thinking that we should pin this parchment paper in place, especially like up here in this corner. Like, I'm going to be working with that quite a bit. So we're going to put some of our rhinestones in this little bowl to have ready. Because I don't know how many pieces I'm going to put down yet. We have our little tools ready. And we are going to glue our little dollops and see where it takes us. So, that's a lot. That took a long time to do that little piece, and that really hurt my arm. I'm going to have to find a new, like, ergonomic way to set these rhinestones. There's a lot more dress than I thought, so I'm going to have to really math this out as far as measuring to see how many hours each individual day I have to rhinestone and just make that work, because I have 2 months and I still have to build a shoulder piece, spoilers, and I have to line the inside of my coat. So I'm having like a crisis right now in my head. That's okay, because we got that much down. I'm going to give myself a break. I'm going to come back to it. We're going to get as much as we can done on this parchment paper tonight, and we'll come back in the morning and see how it turned out. Let's go. All right. Well, we did a lot. That was a lot. It doesn't seem like it, especially in a dress that large. This is going to be crazy. If you were wondering, this is how I keep my cats off of the dress. They absolutely hate the feel of this, so score. Well, here's the moment of truth. What I would like to do before I take out the paper is measure it. We've got about 21 by 11, so we want to write that down. Now, we're going to unpin it all, and then we'll slide the paper out. Okay, we have all the pins. Oh my goodness, from this angle. Oh, I'm so dead. I don't know what. I'm so dead. Okay, I'm gonna have to show you. So, this is pretty gorgeous. Yes, this is a weird angle. I'm sitting on my desk. But this is the greatest light. Oh, that is so pretty. But I think I need more. I could not be happier with those results. I think that was absolutely fantastic. The way that's going to sparkle is just mwah. The only thing I will do differently is the next time I rhinestone, I will add more black, and I think I'm going to start adding in a few of the purple. I have plans on how to properly put down this parchment paper. We'll go over next time. I did the math. I will give you the math next time. And I almost got rid of my parchment paper. I was so elated that I almost got rid of that. You can use these pieces like so many times. So don't throw away your trash. I had a fantastic time. I hope you had a fantastic time. I hope the rest of your day is absolutely wonderful, and I hope all good things are coming to you.